Alright guys, it must be a new year, new Dokkan, because Global has dropped EZA translations for both Strength Kid Buu and Fizz Super Saiyan 3 Goku at the same time as JP. So that means we finally have something to do on the game aside from burst mode Kid Buu, because I feel like recently it's been a lot more dry around this period than usual. Maybe that's because of the sync, maybe that's because of both versions having the anniversary at the same time. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But let's waste no more time. Let's hop into the details of Strength Kid Buu first. So he starts the turn with Ki +3, attack and defense plus 250, an additional attack and defense plus 40% of each attack performed up to 160. Will launch an additional attack. There's a 50% chance of becoming a super attack, 50% chance to crit, 20% damage reduction. Then we'll gain an additional 40% attack and defense up to 120. And an additional damage reduction of 10% up to 30% per Margin Power or Margin Buu Saga category ally on the team, which I actually really like. I like the fact that you have an either or to get his damage reduction, because Margin Buu Saga as a whole is very good. Or you can go full Margin Power, which the Buu units are also all very good. Dokkan Fest Buuhan, Int Buu, Tech Exchange Buu, EZA Buu Tanks, now him on top of a few others. I like that a lot. So that means we're sitting at what, 50% damage reduction along with a decent amount of stats to go with it. So far looking very good, very strong. We'll then gain 100% defense, an additional damage reduction of 20% before the character receives an attack 6 times in battle. So that kind of runs out pretty quickly. It says before the character receives an attack 6 times in battle. So that means the first attack you will have 70% damage reduction, and then each time Kid Buu receives that first attack in a rotation, in a turn, that counts or should count as 1 time. And that's only going to apply 6 times. So essentially, I think that means for 6 turns, Kid Buu will have 70% damage reduction. If I've read that wrong, do let me know down in the comments, but I think that's the way it will work in-game once their EZAs do drop. But 6 times is pretty much the majority of the fight, like a good portion of the fight, like just over halfway. So I don't really mind that too much. So for 6 turns, especially while you're building up all the extra attack and defense for Kid Buu, he's going to essentially have 70% damage reduction, which is very nice. And we haven't even gotten to his super attack effect yet. And then after those 6 times have happened, he still has 50, which is still good. You'll also recover 20% HP at the end of the turn in which an attack was received, which combine that with other Buu units, you're just constantly healing almost all your HP like every single turn. So a big fan of that. Nullifies unarmed super attacks directed at the character for 3 turns from the character's entry. So that's guaranteed nullify of unarmed super attacks for 3 turns. That's useful, especially again while he's building up early doors. That pretty much means for the first 3 turns, no super attack, as long as it's unarmed, is going to be hurting Kid Buu. So you'll guarantee nullify it. Normals won't do enough damage because the amount of damage reduction he has, and also attack and defense, but mainly that damage reduction putting in work. And then after that, it goes down to a 70% chance to nullify unarmed super attack starting from turn 4. So again, even though it's not guaranteed, 70% chance is still a lot. Again, combine that with the amount of damage reduction, attack and defense Kid Buu has, getting to super attack first. He's tanking really well. Normals aren't going to be doing anything to him. Super attacks, I think, for the most part, aren't really going to be doing anything to him. And if they're unarmed, having a 70% chance to nullify unarmed super attacks starting from turn 4 turns that damage into zilch. And then on super attack effect, greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn, cause immense damage with a 50% chance to stun. You know, you're looking at a built-in additional. Any dupes is another additional. You're looking at 2 to 3 50% attack and defense raises in a turn potentially as well. That's an extra 150% attack and defense on top of what he already has, and damage reduction. Yeah, Kid Buu's looking strong. Solid damage output, good defense, good amount of damage reduction. Having the nullify in his back pocket for if and when you can use it, also very handy. And then, as I said, no normals are going to hurt him. He goes really well with the other Buu units. Margin Buu Saga has been buffed to Kingdom Come. Constant 20% healing at the end of the turn, along with other Buu units healing. Yeah. Really strong. Another good Margin Buu Saga EZA, and another very good Buu unit that you can add to the rest. I'm liking the look of him already, which makes me very excited to see what Goku's looking like. Moving on to Goku, starting in Super Saiyan 2, he starts the turn with Ki +2, attack and defense plus 200%, will gain an additional 200% attack and defense on Super. See, already in this guy transforms, that's a lot of attack and defense to start with. Will launch an additional attack, there's a 50% chance to become a Super, 70% chance to crit, will gain an additional Ki +2 and defense plus 200% and guards all attacks when HP is 77% or more. See, already, and this man hasn't even transformed yet, that is good. That is a strong start. So I'm really excited to see what he does when he transforms. Giving him guard is useful early on, especially pre-transformation, kind of keeps him relatively safe. To be honest, gets a good amount of attack and defense. And already has a built-in additional and built-in crit, and he hasn't even gone Super Saiyan 3 yet. This is looking good. He's looking strong already. Will greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for one turn, cause immense damage with a 50% chance to stun. Then when Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 3, starts with Ki +3, attack and defense plus 300%, then will gain 200% attack and defense on Super. Launch 2 additional attacks, each which have a 50% chance to become a super attack. Guards all attacks for one turn from the character's entry. I mean, guard with this amount of attack and defense and 2 additionals as well. We still have basically half a book to go with Goku's details, and he's already looking quite beef. Let's carry on. We'll gain additional Ki +3, attack plus 100% defense plus 200% when attacking. 70% chance to crit for 6 turns, which is a good portion of the fight. By the time he transforms, that's a good amount of the fight. So he's going to have that for the majority once you transform into Super Saiyan 3. So he's going to be doing a good amount of raw damage. Call me Gordon Ramsay because it's raw. Good raw damage to like Goku and Frieza's HP bar. Burst mode Kid Buu if you want to take him into there. He then gains an additional attack plus 50% when attacking and a 50% chance to crit, starting from the 7th turn from the character's entry. Chance of evading enemies' attack plus 5% up to 25% and damage reduction by 5% up to 25% with each super attack performed, which with the 2 built-in additionals, that's going to help you do that even quicker. Chance to dodge plus 5% up to 25% again, and damage reduction by 5% up to 25% again with each turn passed, which is what, 5 turns in total. So by the time this Goku is fully built up, you generally might be near the end of the fight, which means you won't get this dodge chance and damage reduction fully built up. But I feel like you should be able to get that fully built up quick enough in 5 turns from when he transforms. Oh yeah, that's definitely achievable. I mean, as long as your HP is at 77% or less, then you can literally transform him from the 3rd turn. Which, from how hard Goku and Frieza hit, even early doors, is definitely doable. Of course, if you manage to somehow maintain your HP above that, it may drag out a little bit longer. But 77% HP isn't really too difficult of a condition to get your HP down to. And then you can get Goku transformed into Super Saiyan 3 by turn 3. And then it only takes 5 turns to build up the extra damage reduction and dodge chance. You're looking at turn 8. Yeah, that's definitely doable. Definitely doable. Yes, you're kind of coming near the end of the fight. Or at least on the back end of it. But it is doable. You should be able to get all of that built up before the fight actually ends and actually get some usage out of it. But that's if you can get him transformed as early as possible. But still, that means Goku has what? 50% dodge chance, 50% damage reduction, a ton of attack and defense in and throughout as his passive. 200% which is on super, which is multiplicative by the way. Built-in additionals, well 2 built-in additionals. So that's 3 potential super attacks before you even include skill orbs or potential system, which takes them up to 4. A ton of crit chance without the potential system. So Goku is doing a ton of damage from crit chance, the amount of super attacks he does. He's got dodge, he's got damage reduction. And then not only that as well, on super attack, he's raising attack by 100%. Yeah, Goku is doing a ton of damage. And then 50% defense as well for one turn, with also a 50% chance of stun. Goku is insane. As I said, tons of stats, 100% attack on super attack each time he super attacks, which is potentially 3 or 4 times. 50% defense, potentially 3 or 4 times. As I said, 2 additionals, built-in crit, damage reduction, and dodge. Goku is a beefy boy. I cannot wait to try him out because he looks so strong. I mean, they both do, but especially Goku. Potentially, we're looking at two of the strongest EZAs in the game. Dare I say top 1 and top 2? We'll have to try them out first, but they are looking insanely good. I know for a full fact, I've left my Goku's dupe pass open for when he got his EZA. I think I'm going dodge and additional, potentially, just to kind of pack him out even more and give him extra dodge chance. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. These EZAs are looking insane. It's finally nice to have a bit more content. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.